Hello, hello, hello. My name is Terrence Crystal, and welcome to another episode of the Triple Threat Podcast. You guys, it is April 2nd. April Fool's has passed. Some would say the worst day. April Fool's, such a weird day. Because, back then, you would have like multiple pranks and it would just be like, oh, but I feel like we've gone to a point in time now where it's almost frowned upon and you're almost like considered like if you do like any new pranks, like prank calling or telling people that you got this when you didn't. I don't know. It feels almost outdated in a sense, if you get what I mean. Like, I feel it's such a... Well, I don't know, maybe because I grew up watching YouTubers pull pranks and all this stuff. And I remember I used to eat that shit up. Like, but then there just came a point in time where it just all stopped. And I think that was because a lot of YouTubers took it really too far. So, I don't know. I feel like pranks have become like a thing of the past. I do like it, though, that some people or some influencers have realized this. And I think you could really capitalize on this idea that, let's say, on April 1st, you're like a musician. Let's say you're Dua Lipa or Dua Lipeep, as she is properly known by, Dua Lipeep. Say if she were to like announce a new single on April Fool's and just be like, this is a new single coming from my album, and everyone's just like, ignore it. And the next day she's just like, y'all thought I was joking, but here's the actual song. And then everyone's just like, what? Oh my God, she wasn't joking. We actually have a new song. I feel like people don't utilize on that. So, yeah. Easter is come and gone. I had a very nice Easter. Just a lot of relaxing. A lot of relaxing. I've watched a lot of stuff. And so in this episode, I'm going to get into it straight away before I kind of waffle on, because I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Because a lot of stuff has come out in this past month that are like groundbreaking moments of pop culture from very successful artists and have impacted the culture of pop as we see it. Now, I feel like pop culture, obviously pop culture is different. Wait, actually, what is the definition of pop culture? I'm going to look this up. Definition of pop culture. Pop culture definition. So, pop culture in the dictionary is defined as modern popular culture transmitted via the mass media and aimed particularly at younger people. Okay. Fashion, music, and the iconography of pop culture offered the perfect medium for profit. And there's also another definition. A set of practices, beliefs, artistic output, also known as popular art or mass art, and objects that are dominant or prevalent in a society. Okay. So, yeah. So that's why pop music is the music of the top 40, or like, because it's popular. And that's why I feel like pop music is a very almost like, what do you call it? It's putting into a box, because popular music throughout the past 10 years has been so different to each year. Like, popular music one year could be a lot of, like, I feel like last year a lot of popular music was country with like, Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen and all that stuff having such a high commercial success on charts in the United States. And then you look at stuff like even, dare I say, even back in 2019 or even, no, 2019? When did, no, I would say 2021. I'd say that was a year a lot of female rappers was quite the popular music because you had like Doja Cat, you had Megan Thee Stallion, you had Cardi B, like just dominating the charts for that year. So yeah, it's interesting how it influxes in come out. I don't know. I find the like what we like as a society and how it transforms with time and also the recognition of that. I find it quite interesting how it passes. Like with musical theater, my forte of musical theater, the object of which I studied. I feel like we are now in a moment of time where a lot of musical theater is steered towards the eye of nostalgia. So, like at the moment, we have a lot of musicals based on existing IPs coming out and existing IPs that have a nostalgic background. Like we have Mean Girls. Obviously, Mean Girls was a musical that was created. Actually, I need to look this up. Mean Girls musical. There we go. No. There it is. Okay. It was Mean Girls a musical. When was it released? Oh, yeah. So of the 2020s. It was made in 2017. You have that, and obviously that is based on a film that was released in 2004. So you have a lot of people who are now adults who grew up with that film, seeing that film is now back, and that's also nostalgic. Then you have Clueless the musical, which I got to see, which obviously is based on the film from 1996. I believe it's 1996 or 1999. Or wait, was it one of those movies that like was made in the 2000s, but it was set in the yeah. No, 1995. Yeah, oh wow, 1995. That's crazy. 1995, you have that. Then you also have Devil Wears Prada that's coming out. That, again, is based on an existing IP that has, well, not just a cult following. A lot of people like The Devil Wears Prada. But that was a particular audience that grew up with that film that they got to introduce. And then a new audience got to see that because that generation introduced their kids to it. So it's a lot of musicals that are based off of existing IPs, which is good to some extent, because it's still new music coming in, even though, well, I believe Devil Wears Prada and Clueless the musical are new original music, whereas Mean Girls and there's another Mean Girls is a new musical that's coming back was already created in 2017. I'd like to see us go towards more original musicals in the future. Like, I mean, in 2016, that was quite an era. I mean, obviously, I'm just thinking of the mega musicals off the top of my head because I do take into consideration that there are a lot of smaller musicals that really don't see the light of day, or they have a cast album and then they don't really get discovered until 10 years after, or some stuff like that. But like, there was an era in like the 2020s where especially in 2016, 2015-ish, where we had completely original musicals like Dear Evan Hansen and Hamilton that absolutely swamped, and even Hadestown. Now, I know Hadestown had its beginnings back, I believe, at the beginning of the 2010s decade. Jesus. Wait, I'm actually going to look this up. Hades Town musical. There we go. Yeah, so Hades Town. Well, Jesus. It says here that the productions of Hades Town go all the way back to 2006. Wow. So yeah, we have that, but then it really didn't. Like, because that is the caveat. Like, because, well, I don't know. Is it still? Yeah, so, it's still an original musical with original music, and it's not based off an existing IP. So, yeah, between 2014 to 24, yeah, well, between 2015 to 2017, you had this slew of like new musicals. And I feel like that was the pop culture of then. And now we're in a stage where it's more based off existing IPs. So maybe we'll slowly go back to originals like we did before. Hopefully. I mean, I'm hopeful for that. But why was I fucking talking about this? Oh my God, I completely forgot. Oh, yes. So this month of March has a lot of stuff has come out. A lot of great, great stuff. Like, not just 2024 in general, but just the month of March in 2024. A lot of stuff has been announced or released. So we're going to talk about 4 different things. I'm first going to start talking about Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. I'm first going to start talking about Dune Part 2. I think I briefly mentioned it in my last one that I'd seen it. And I won't go too long about it because A, I love the film, B, I love the film, and C, fuck you, I love the film. But so Dune Part 2 is the sequel from Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 1 that was released in 2021. Is the sequel. It is the final part of the book. So Dune is a book series. I think there's about 6 books. The epic sci-fi film worth the screen. Here we go. Novel, Dune. I'm trying to... Wait, where is it? Is a sign picture? Yeah, whatever. Dune Chronicles. Yeah, how many fucking books are there? Here we go. Okay, wait. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. There's a shit ton. Well, in the Dune series, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God. Well, the rest of them go into like, oh my God, there are so many books. Oh my God, there are a lot. There are a lot of books in the Dune series, and this is the end of the first book, this film. Like I said, part 1 was released in 2021, and I'm not sure if I ever talked about it, but maybe I didn't. Part 1, I really liked it. It was visually very striking. The acting was great. The only thing was just it kind of dipped in excitement at certain points. Like, it was a lot of laying the foundation for what the sequel could be, which is good, but you need to add your own level of stakes when putting down the foundation so that it just doesn't become a snooze fest and that you just have to wait for part 2. Part 1 did happen a couple of times. Like, there were some times I rewatched it recently, and you know what? Thank God I did, because I feel like because some people are like, oh, you can go into Dune Part 2 and you don't really have to watch Part 1 because it's kind of well explained enough and you just get the story as well. I get what they mean, and yes, you could feasibly do that, but I feel like you would be just as confused. And I feel like if you watch Part 1, your enjoyment of the second one increases tenfold. So yeah, Part 1, I liked it, but yeah, pacing just got a bit boring. Just got a bit bored sometimes, to be honest. Part 2, wait, I think I did talk about this film. Did I fucking talk about this film before? Yes, I did. I did talk about this film in a previous episode. Yes, Dune Part 2, I loved it. It was one of the great additions of March. Dune Part 2 is good. I'm going to talk about now I'm not sure if I've talked about this series before. If I have, I'll just talk about it again, but I'm pretty sure I haven't. The TV series Invincible. Now, at this moment of time, it is the 2nd of April. The season 2 finale is airing on Thursday in 2 days. So as of now, I've seen all of season 1, the Adam Eve special, and 90% of season 2. And so far, it's been a really great season because the first season, it went through so much. It dealt with... So Invincible is an animated TV series on Amazon Prime based off of a comic. The creators of The Walking Dead are attached to it. Or actually, I need to look this up because it's either the creators of the TV series... Invincible, not Invictus, not that Matt Damon rugby film. Do y'all remember that? I remember I had the DVD of Invictus, and I think I watched it once, and I can't. Yeah, no, not Invictus. Oh my God, Invincible. There we go. Okay. Wait, what? Okay. No, I don't want this. Fuck's sake. Invincible Wiki. There we go. No. There we go. Created by... Oh, yeah. Robert Kirkman. Yes, so Robert Kirkman. Yeah, it's created by Robert Kirkman, who also was the co-creator of The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. I used to watch that shit all the time. I know it's still going, but I kind of dropped off after season 5, I think, or season 6. No, season 6, I think. Anyway, Invincible is about this young boy who his father is a Viltrumite. Now, his father is a Viltrumite, and the father paints this idea that they're like heroes, that he's from this own planet, that he's here. That he's just here, and that he has a son and his wife, Mark's mom, and they grow up there. And at the beginning, you see that, and I'm kind of like the way they did this, because I think in the first episode, the dad is worried that Mark's never going to get any powers, and you know, it's like any kind of usual superhero thing, like you wonder if your kid's going to get superpowers and all that stuff. And in this world, there's already a superhero league. There's already a league of superheroes that protects the world. And Omni-Man is not part of it, but they appreciate his help. There's like a weird thing. Like they don't really like him that much. I don't know. He's a bit... I think it's because Omni-Man is very much... He does his own thing and he doesn't like being controlled. But this league of superheroes, they're controlled by the United States government, and they follow orders from them. So like they see each other, but they don't really like each other. But anyway, this I I digress. Yeah, the series is about that, and then at the end of episode 1, you see that Mark is actually the son is finally getting his powers. He's just a late bloomer. He's about 20 or 19 or something. He's like going into college. And the last scene of episode 1 is where this Justice League get a message to meet up in this one secluded area because of an emergency, and they're all there, and it ends in this bloodbath battle between this Justice League and Omni-Man, and he just goes crazy. Not even crazy. He is just silent throughout the whole entire fight and kills every single one of the I know I'm saying Justice League, and I know they have a proper name in the show, but I just can't remember it. But he kills every single one of these superheroes. And it's wild because you don't know why he did it. And it's him. It's Omni-Man doing it, and you're just like, what the fuck did I just watch? And it just flips the whole entire thing. And then throughout the whole series, the main mystery of the whole entire series is who killed the main superheroes. And then you find at the end that, well, this is full spoiler, but you find at the end that Omni-Man did it because the Viltrumites are not like the peacekeepers that we think they are. They're actually invaders and colonizers, and they go to different planets. One person goes, they kill every threat or everything that could be a threat to the Viltrumites, so that when the Viltrumites come, they can just take over easily and make it their new kingdom. And it all, like, it's very dramatic. There are twists and turns, but it's not just Omni-Man we focus on, because Mark goes on little side quests that actually matter to the story. And season 2, because the ending of season 1 is this huge battle between Omni-Man and Mark, between father and son. It's a whole episode where they duke it out, and you know deep down that Mark is never going to win this because he's just not strong enough. He's not strong enough. He's not prepared. He's not trained to take on Omni-Man, who, as we have seen throughout this whole entire season, almost nothing can stop him. He's presented as this almost scary figure that, like, he could literally like destroy this whole world in like 2 days. He could go on a rampage and he can destroy everything. But it's really fascinating where he picks and chooses, which makes him even scarier, because he waits because even he knows that he could do it, but he would need help from his son, because if his son is on his side and taking over the planet Earth, then absolutely nothing. But it's so, because he could do it. He could just absolutely do it, which, I don't know, it finds the humanity in him, but also the scary side of, like, he's self-aware that he knows he could destroy the whole entire planet. So season 2, because at the end of season 1, he's about to deliver the final blow to his son, and he's giving this amazing kind of semi-monologue. I say semi because it's not a full monologue. It's him giving out to his son about, like, why do you care so much about these humans? You are going to outlive them. As a Viltrumite, you will live until you're 500 years old. You will live forever. And why do you care about these humans? They're so insignificant to you. they're like literally crumbs of the earth compared to you. Like when everyone is dead on this planet, what will you have? And the son is just like, well, I thought I would have you. I thought I would have you, my father. Like to be here with me throughout this time that we have. And it's at that moment that he's like, oh my God. And he just flies away. And as he's flying away, you see a single tear fall off of his face. And he's a very stoic character. You don't really see much emotion off of him. I'm sorry, you don't see any emotion off of him. He is almost emotionless. And in the rare glimpses you do see it, it's heartbreaking. So he goes off and he has left just such a mess on Earth. He has betrayed everyone he's loved. He's destroyed cities. He's killed so many people. He's left the Earth in shambles. And I like how season 2, the first half anyway, but I'll get into another. This is because the second season and the first season are only... Wait, let me check this up. Because I'm pretty sure the... Birth episode 16. Oh, I swear to God. Episodes. Season 1. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. So the... what was I talking about? Oh my God. Sorry, guys. So we finished that. The first 4 episodes of season 2 really leave us with the impact that... Oh my God, what is the dad's name? I'm just gonna call him Omni-Man. No, Omni-Man, because I know his name is Omni-Man. But wait, characters. Marcus. Grayson. Yes. Nolan. It really, the first 4 episodes, I would say, of the first half of season 2 really lets its characters breathe and react emotionally to the devastation that Nolan has brought onto them. It doesn't just go in swing. Well, it does have a couple of action sequences, but you see the effect. You see these characters who are wounded both physically and emotionally, and they talk about how I didn't like, especially the mom. The mom has this moment where because in season 1, like the son is like to Nolan, so all of this was fake, this whole family, like you don't even care about mom, you were just gonna take over. And Nolan is just like, your mom is more of a pet to me because like she's gonna die and I will get a new wife, so I don't really view her as a human. She's like a pet. And you see the mom hear this, and the mom is just like, I've been married to you for like 20 years. What? I'm a pet to you? And in the first half of the season, you see her go on this depression run of how her whole 20 years was a lie. And she even at some points resents Mark because it's a reflection of who Nolan was. And you see the repercussions of her trying to get back into normal life, but people just view her as the wife of Nolan, who stood by and let Nolan do these horrible things because everyone thinks that she knew that Nolan was a bad guy and just let it happen. But she didn't know. And she was completely clueless. No one had any idea what Nolan was capable of. And it's just... And you see Mark handle it as well. Like, you see Mark handle the backlash of even the first episode of season 1, where he kills this one superhero that's like an Aquaman ripoff. He's like this fish dude who was a prince or king of Atlantis, and the kingdom of Atlantis comes up in season 2, and it's just like, hey, your dad killed our prince. We need to sort this out now, because that's not on. And so you see like the repercussions of Nolan affecting Mark, which I love. I love that they don't leave any loose end. Like, they address everything. Yeah, season 2 so far has been very good. I will say, I fucking wish it was 10 episodes instead of 8. I feel like in the past 5 years, and I know it's to do with the pandemic affecting production and affecting budget, and it's made producers not want to take risks anymore, and they're very strict with their budget. But I feel like if you are doing a series, if you're doing a limited series that you know for a fact is only getting 1 season, then it needs to be more than 8 episodes. I forgive Invincible a little bit because it is, I know for a fact, a multi-seasoned thing, and it'll go on for how long it needs to go on for. So 8 episodes a season, it's fair. And like other shows, like Young Royals, for example, each season only has 6 episodes, but each episode is at least 50 minutes, and it's a multi-seasonal thing. It's not just 1 season. We need, I feel like every limited series that has come out is no more than 8 episodes. Not even 8. At most, it'll get to 9, and then it'll stop. Like, oh my God, I feel like, honestly, if I see that a TV series has less than 10 episodes, I seriously consider if I'm going to watch it or not, because I don't know, 10 is just such a perfect number, because if you know exactly what you are doing, if you know exactly what will happen to A, B, C, if you know this character will go here and finish here, and this character will finish here, and I am happy with that, then you could do so much in 10 episodes. Now, as I do say that, I do realize that maybe sometimes 8 episodes is perfect because you can wrap up and it's not that big of a story. But I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like, I know for certain things, like documentaries series, I know that 5 episodes would be perfect. Or even like the one on Netflix, I think Don't Fuck with Cats. That's only 3 episodes. And I love that. The 3 episodes, it got what it needed to get through. But yeah, I wish TV series would be longer than 8 episodes. But anyway, Invincible season 2, it's really good. They really delve into other characters that you didn't really see much, or they were more like comic relief in the first season. Like, there's this character called Rex, and in the first season he is definitely the comic relief. He has some moments of emotional release, like his relationship and his realization of cheating in season 1 with him and Adam Eve. And I wish we saw more of Adam Eve. I know we had her own special about her upbringing, but I kind of want to see more. Well, we probably will see more in season 3, hopefully. But in season 2, we have a moment with Rex where he talks to Adam Eve, and like, he's just like, listen, I know I treated you like shit. But this isn't about me. I'm coming to you as a friend, and I feel like you are wasting your potential here. No one is ever going to be happy with your outcome, and not everyone is going to be sad with your outcome. So you never know what you're going to get. But if you sit here and do nothing, then that's worse. And they have a real connection between them. And it's great to see that. It's great to see the comic relief character actually have a moment of like, hey, listen, I know I joke all the time, but like, I think you need to I think I'm always here for you if you need me, which I love. So yeah, so this Thursday, the series finale will come out. I hope it's more than an hour long. I really do. I really, really do. And I'll let you know what I think because I really still want to talk about it because I love Invincible's it was one of the shows I discovered during the pandemic and I loved it. And then obviously it had a big break. I think it was released in 2021 and season 2 is only coming out now. So that's quite a big gap between seasons. But it's because animation takes time and money, which I fully get and I fully appreciate it. But yeah, Invincible season 2, I loved it. Loved the shit out of it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, a 10 out of 10. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, at the beginning of March, kind of middle of March, yeah, whatever. Ariana Grande released her. Now let me look this up. Eternal Sunshine. There we go. And boom. Okay. So, Eternal Sunshine is the 7th album from Miss Ariana Grande. And Eternal Sunshine is her new sound. It's really short. Like this album altogether is 36 minutes long exactly. Now, I don't like that. But does that detract from the actual value of music in the album? No. Every song, even the ones that I personally don't like, are still really good quality and really good production and really good lyrics. It came out, beginning of March 8th. And yeah, I'm just gonna go. I love this album. I think that it's really themed around cosmic, ethereal sound, and space and the outer universe. But sound-wise specifically, I think it really leans into the early noughties and the end of the 1990s, that kind of weird pop mix that we were getting, that kind of almost fleshing into the contemporariness of that we got introduced in the beginning or the end of the noughties, beginning of the 2010s. It's like that humble beginnings of pop. So, I loved it. Obviously, it was a commercial success. Number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Yes and We Can't Be Friends. Both debuted number 1 on the Hot 100. And I think it's been really well received by critics. They're loving it. I loved it. Yeah, and the transition between songs are so smooth, and the little interludes are really interesting, and it's a very interesting insight into how she's been since her last album, Positions, because obviously Ariana Grande had the whole controversy with one of her co-stars in Wicked. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of that, so I'm not going to speak on it a lot, but I do know that there was a controversy that caused headlines, whether they be good or bad. But I do know that a lot of this was blown out of proportion, and that Ariana got a lot of the flack for it. So be that as it may, um, it it delves into how she's been going through her love life, like with her divorce and then her recent uh, boyfriends. So I'm just gonna go through all the tracks and just say quickly which ones I liked, which ones I didn't like. Yeah. So yeah, let's just go through this real quick. There are well, there are 13 songs. Yeah, 13 songs on this album. And in the extended version, there are 17, but one, two, three, four of them are like remixes or a cappella versions of the previous 13 songs. So it's a 13 song album, but there are one oh wait, okay. There's one. Oh, sorry, never mind. So let's go through intro, the end of the world. Yes, this was. I really liked it. It's a really fantastic opening for the album. It really delves you right into what the album's going to be and what the taste is and what the experience is going to be. Yeah. And then Bye is the first kind of like proper song we get. Boy Bye, yeah. I Boy Bye is like the classic Ariana pop song. It's like the classic one. Not one of my favorites, but still I really appreciate it and the production's great. Don't Want to Break Up Again. I would say unfortunately the first couple of songs in this album they're a bit slow to get into, like Don't Want to Bye, Don't Want to Break Up Again, the Saturn Returns interlude, going into Eternal Sunshine. Yeah, I would just by looking at it, I'm just reminding myself. Yeah, I think the first 5 songs, they're good. Like, don't get me wrong. Even though I say, like, they're not my faves, they're still, like, great songs. There are just better songs on the album. Like every single song on here I would listen to, but there are just others I would listen to more. So yeah, the first 5 songs I would listen to, but the ones after that, and the title track Eternal Sunshine, I think it's a really sweet song. It's a really sweet love song. There's just one line in it that kind of like took me out of it, and I think I want to look up the lyrics, because yeah, there's one lyric I remember listening to it, and people Eternal Sunshine lyrics, there we go. So yeah, it's a really sweet love song about I don't care what people say. We both know I couldn't change you. I guess you could say the same thing. Can't rearrange. Oh, like you do. Oh, wait a minute. Did I get this wrong? Sorry, I'm looking at the. So I wipe my mind. Just I feel less insane, rather feel painless. Oh, wait a minute. I got this whole wrong. Oh my god. Okay, so so when I first listened to this, and maybe it's because of the hyper poppiness of this track, I thought this was a love song. No, this is a song about a breakup. This is like I want to erase you from my mind because you're an asshole. Oh my god. I showed you all my you play. Oh my god. Okay, so no. Okay. So she does reference that she's found a new guy. I found a good boy, and he's on my sign, and he's on my sign, and he's on my side. You're just my eternal sunshine, sunshine. Okay. Yeah. So, um, yeah, okay, she kind of references it, but throughout the whole entire thing, it's kind of a breakup song. So, lol. Okay, so this lyric actually does make sense. I retract what I said earlier. So this song, Eternal Sunshine, is more of a breakup track, and she says the line, now it's like I'm looking in the mirror. Hope you feel all right when you're in her," which is obviously a very sexually explicit line. But when I was listening to it in the context of what I thought was a love song, I was just like, oh, why the fuck would she say that? Oh, that's a bit weird. Oh, okay. What kind of love song is this? But then this is more of a reclaiming of my own self and finding a new guy and talking about how the old guy did her dirty. Okay. Yeah, so you've just experienced me have a full flip for a song. God. But you know what? That's the power of Ariana Grande. She can make you think one thing, and then the next thing you look into it, you think of another. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so this is where we get into the good shit. Because the song after Eternal Sunshine is Supernatural. This song is just so ethereal, and it's like, it's not like one of those bangers like Break Free or something like that, where it's like a big like bow bow bow. It's more of just like just a consistent beat and like great harmonies and a great melody line, and you can just like smoke a joint and just listen to the second half of this album and just be like, oh fuck me, man, this is great. Supernatural, love it. And she does a remix of it with Troye Sivan, which is even better. Then True Story is where she kind of fully goes into her ex, really about like all the lies. Yeah, and also it's a vocal powerhouse of a song. When she repeats the chorus in the final act of the song, she like fully lets rip this belt, and it's fantastic to hear. And then The Boy Is Mine is obviously, she samples background. Unreleased song, Fantasize. Oh, music and lyrics. Wait, the song Philosophy. True Story. Oh, yes. Wait a minute. Yes, there it is. Okay. So it's Ariana Grande's reimagined version of the song The Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica from 1998. Now, it not just her reimagining, she like uses samples of The Boy Is Mine from 1998 in this song. And this song is a great like it's Ariana Grande putting her foot down almost and just being like, because I don't know, before we've seen Ariana Grande as this like kind of like soft person, both in her music and emotionally. And I don't know, this song is really her putting her foot down and just being like, the boy is mine. Like, don't try it. Like, don't you dare try it. This guy, this man's mine. Which I really like. I really like seeing her feisty side. And it's really great because how it controls the tempo. And like when it goes into the chorus, it slows down a bit and then picks it right back up. Great song. And then Yes And, which obviously you all know, it was the lead single that came out back at the beginning of this year. I love it. I think it does get lost a bit in the other better songs, but it's still a good song, and it's a great house track. I love that it samples Vogue, but it still uses it in its own very unique way. I really loved Yes And then We Can't Be Friends which is the second single off of the album. This this song is so good, and I'll talk about it briefly. This song is so good, and this song really showed my age because it samples a song that I grew up listening to, and I've gone to that point in my life where I'm listening to new music and I'm recognizing the sample because I grew up listening to that song. So this song by Ariana Grande samples Dancing on My Own by Robin, which was released in 2010 or 2011. And I was about 12 or 13 in 2010. What was I? Yeah, I was about 13 or 14 listening to that song on repeat because I loved that song. And then listening to this new song in 2024, which she samples, and me hearing that beat, and I'm just like, oh my God. Holy fuck. Am I that old? What the fuck? Am I a naughty pines? Ugh. Anyway, it's a great song. I love it. You all know it. You all love it. It's a fantastic song. And very sad. It's a very sad song. It's like one of those pop songs that have a good beat, but has very sad lyrics. I Wish I Hated You. This is one of the songs that out of the roster of them, it's not really my favorite, but I do appreciate it. Yeah, I Wish I Hated You. I liked it. I liked the beat. And then Imperfect for You. This is like, it's such a weird chord progression in the song, but a fantastic melody, and the stacking of harmonies is beautiful. And yeah, I really loved Imperfect for You. And then we get into Ordinary Things, featuring her grandma, Nana. And I think this is a great ending to the album because it has her grandmother just being like, no matter what you do, no matter what, if you fight, you should never go to bed without, talking through it, which is, true. You should never go to bed. You should never go to bed without resolving an argument because then you'll just resent each other. So yeah, it kind of, it caps off where Ariana is in her life, and that she's happy with her new man, she's happy with her life, and she wants to give that advice to us, her fans. So yeah, Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande. Loved it. Every single song is a banger, but other songs are more memorable than others, and it's just too short. It's too short. Now, I take that with a grain of salt because I know sometimes, like, a piece of work shouldn't be judged on length. It should be judged on quality. But I don't know. The fact that it's only 36 minutes just, like, I don't know, it kind of gets at me because it makes me think of that Beyonce quote where Beyonce's just like, people don't want to make albums anymore. They just want to make songs. But with this album that Ariana Grande has released, the quality of songs in this album are spectacular. So it's like the caveat of it. Me personally, I wanted it to be at least 45 minutes. At least 45 minutes. Yeah, I want it to be 45 minutes, but with the quality of music we have in here, it's okay that it's 36. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. It's not going to ding the points too much. I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. No, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because, yeah, ding a whole point for the time. But yeah, I'd give it that. And now I've looked at the time and I'm about a full feckin' hour into this and I haven't spoken about my last thing. My last release that I want to talk about is obviously Miss Beyonce Knowles. Actually, I'm going to use the time to talk about this. So I've talked about this before on another episode with my good friend Becca, and we talked about Renaissance. And in the episode, I said that I wasn't a Beyonce fan. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I was a Beyonce fan, but I wasn't a diehard Beyonce fan. I was more of a casual Beyonce fan. I listened to all of her hits, Single Ladies, If I Were a Boy, Run the World Girls, Formation. I had those all downloaded, and even her old stuff, Irreplaceable, Beautiful Liar. All of her most popular songs I listened and I loved. However, I had not really sat down and listened to a full Beyonce album. Even in 2016, when she released Lemonade, which some people, well, a lot of people today would consider still her best piece of work. I didn't become a full Beyonce fan until 2022 when she released Renaissance. And I listened to that full album, and I still listen to songs from it today. I love that album. It is so good. The track progression from Alien Superstar into Cuff It, into Energy, into Break My Soul. The way each song naturally flows into each other. Amazing. Loved Renaissance. So after, and still to this day, my big regret from 2023 is not going to the Beyonce Renaissance tour. I'm still fucking kicking myself that I didn't get tickets. Oh, so stupid. I can't believe I didn't do that. But now she has released and announced Act 2 of this Renaissance 3-act series. A country album. Well, I'm sorry. It is not a country album. It is a Beyonce album, but with the theme of country in mind, country music, called Cowboy Carter. Cowboy Carter is like... Cowboy Carter is 1 hour... Wait. Is 1 hour and 19 minutes long. It is 1 hour and 19 minutes long, and it has 27 tracks. What? 27 tracks? Oh my God. Now, some of them are interludes, so I think altogether... Wait, let me... Track listing. Oh, 1, 2, 3, holy shit. Okay. There are 3 interludes in this. So that means there are like 20. There are 24 songs. Wow. Okay. So this is Beyonce's her 8th studio album as a solo artist, and I listened to the full thing, and yet again Beyonce has knocked it out of the park. And the thing about Beyonce is that obviously I do appreciate her as an artist, as a performer, and she is one of the powerhouses in the industry that it's not just perfect, it's just all round just an excellent artist and knows her craft and is like, she's so unapologetic. Like, she's her, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, like these artists who are so just unapologetically themselves in their music that reaches such a mainstream level of, I don't know, famousness, if that's a word. But she has consistently put out banger after banger. And this album is an absolute banger. It's very emotional. It's genre bending. It's not just country. It's also, there's like a rap song. Then there's also classical music in it. And then and then there's like the classic pop. And it's a country album, but it's Beyonce's version of country, which she explains in the album that genres are a funny thing. Yeah, genres are a very funny thing. She expels the idea that you have to be this one thing. You can be anything. And Beyonce, she is everything. So Cowboy Carter, yeah, I loved it. It was such a great experience, especially hearing it on headphones. I'd really recommend you listening to it on a headphones or a good quality speaker. Yeah, like American Requiem. We'll just go through bit by bit, and then I'll tell you my favorites. And I don't think I had a least favorite of this album. I think each song on its own is very good. There might be one that I didn't really care for, but still, even then, I still really appreciate the quality of that track. So we begin with American Requiem. Just like the fact that your first track is becoming one of the like favorites, and not even one of the favorites, one of the best songs of the album, just shows that you're in for a good time. Like the stacking of harmonies, the vocal quality. Oh, it's beautiful. Then we get Blackbird, which is a cover of a Beatles song. And again, it's Beyonce taking this genre, or just taking songs that are famously in this genre and just doing it her way. Like listening to her do Blackbird was beautiful. Then we have 16 Carriages. This is the one where like I didn't really care for, but now listening to it in the context of the album, it's a very beautiful song about her upbringing and about how she never had a childhood and all that jazz. So yeah, 16 Carriages, great. Protector, which features her own daughter in it, which is beautiful. Yeah, just another powerhouse of vocals. Then My Rose, another banger. Then Smoke Hour with Willie Nelson. Fucking banger. Then Texas Hold'em, which everyone knows was the lead single. It's number 1 on the charts. It's an amazing song. It's like, even though it's like it has that country feel, this is a Beyonce country. Then we have Bodyguard, which is a really like, it's almost like a summer track. Like you just want to play this song in the car and just scream it out. Then you have Dolly P, which is Dolly Parton's little intro for Cowboy Carter about Jolene. And then we have we have Beyonce's version of Jolene. And I really like this. Even though Beyonce sings it and puts her twist on it, the new lyrics are still written by Dolly Parton. So she still is collaborative with the other artists who are powerhouse giants in the field of the genre she's experimenting with. So I really love that. It's Beyonce's version of Jolene, but with the help of Dolly Parton. I love that. Then we have Daughter, which is beautiful. The Daughter has this whole section where she sings this Italian aria. And then Spaghetti, which is this just a rap song after this beautiful like opera song. So it's like, whoa, what are we going into? Then we have Alligator Tears, which is also a banger. Then we have Smoke Hour, which is a little interlude that brings us into Just for Fun. which is, yep, I loved it. Not as much as the others, but I still loved it. Then we get into the two most wanted, which is a duet between her and Miley Cyrus. Works really well with them. They have a great blend of voices, and it's a very great like love song. Like she loves her man. Like she just And then Levi's Jean is such a sexy song with Post Malone. Then Flamenco. Flamenco was good. Not one I remembered. And then the Linda Martell show going into Yaya. Yaya made me feel like I had taken a line of cocaine and I had a tambourine in hand and was just dancing and banging that tambourine, and I just never wanted it to stop. Oh my God. There's so much. You know how when you're in the club and you hear one of your favorite songs come on and you have to run to the dance floor because you know you're about to turn it? This song gave me that energy. It made me want to turn it. Then we had Oh Louisiana, Desert Eagle. These ones, again, not as memorable as the other ones, but still, I really appreciated them. Riverdance. Oh, I love Riverdance. Loved Riverdance. So good. And then Hands to Heaven was also great. But then Tyrant is the song she wrote and sang with Dolly Parton, which is, they really suit each other, Dolly Parton and Beyonce. You wouldn't think it, but then, it works. Then Sweet Honey Buckin', which is like 3 songs put into one. It's crazy. Like the way it changes and the way they mix into each other. I loved it. And then we have the final closing, which is reprise of American Requiem, which is Amen. But it ends in such a unique way that it almost leaves you wanting more because you don't know what she's going to do next. A lot of people speculate it's going to be a rock album. I would love that, honestly. I would love a rock album by Beyonce. I think that would be great. But yeah, this album is so cohesive, and it is an album. Like, there's no songs that feel weirdly out of place, and like she takes her time and she like establishes herself like, this is a Beyonce album. This is not just a country album. This is my album, and here you go. It's almost like seeing a piece of her life with some of the lyrics and the melodies, which I loved. So, yeah, I feel like I could keep talking about this forever, but I'm not because I'm well over an hour. But, yeah, Dune 2, Invincible, Ariana Grande, Eternal Sunshine, and, Beyonce, Cowboy Carter, 10 out of 10. Love the album. It's so good. Yeah, so that's this week. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. And have a fabulous week. I'll see you again. Make sure you like and share this podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, this video. I really appreciate you guys watching me, and thank you so much. And I'll see you next week. Bye.